it's got to happen. So it's more of a personal decision at the end of the day, is what I think. But coming back to the specific question that you've asked, and taking it ahead from what Amit mentioned, and somebody I think asked Sam Altman, right, last week, I got 3 engineers with $10 million, and should they start now? And he said no to that. He said, yeah, give it a try, you're going to fail.
Yeah.
Build models from scratch. So
Rajan Anandan asked that.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think the answers will depend to whom you kind of ask, and some will probably make fun of you, and others will probably give you good advice. But sorry for the boring answer, but I'll probably still go back to the first principles that we discussed in the previous episode of this podcast. So, by the way, Amir, if you remember, Mohit and I, we tried that design sprint in Pune, right? A few months back. And I think concepts like that could be very handy to validate your ideas. So I completely agree that if there is a way in which you've identified an opportunity, but you can also run some experiments to get early feedback without much investment. I mean, that design sprint, even if you do it the whole prescriptive way, you can probably pull it off in 4 to 5 days. And that feedback is in. So I definitely agree with you that without repeating things that you mentioned, but techniques like design sprint, I'm a big fan of that. Another thing I'm quite a big fan of is visualizing your plan on a piece of paper and kind of putting it in front of you and trying to connect the dots, what the whole ecosystem is kind of looking like. Because a lot of times we have things in our mind, but when we do things collaboratively with a bit of a team and try to get people to poke holes in what we are ideating, refines that idea a lot. So of course there are tools available and canvases available, like the lean canvas and the business canvas and things like that I think those could definitely be tried. But find a way to be able to put your thoughts on a piece of paper collaboratively with a team, identify what will be your experiments, identify what's the learning that you want to come in. Is there a path to profitability? What are your revenue stream? What's the kind of cost that you want to incur? So there will be a bit of a, how should I say, paperwork, or there will be things that you've got to do to prepare yourself well to execute your experiments and to execute your startup. And there's no getting away from that. So